information here. So I'm gonna give you a couple of tips on building this, if it's your first time building. So this piece, this little round piece comes by itself, and these pieces snap in here. Now, what I've learned by trial and error, not that much trial or error, but it just makes sense. So this part is the part, I guess, that it's going to be showing. I assume that's what's going to happen because the back of this does not look so pretty. There's one of these pieces has a hole in the anchor part, so it has a hole up here. That is for this to attach to. Okay, this goes like this. There's one washer, washer on that side, and I know for a fact that the bottom washer that attaches to this piece of wood, this little skinny little piece of wood, goes like this, and that's the pedal part. And this part is the part that attaches to the actual wheel. Okay, so this is the little pedal wheel, so I put the little pedals over here. So keeping that in mind, I kind of wanted to keep this pretty part showing on this, so you might want to think about that when you're putting it together, because this is not going to go, I mean, this might go like this. I don't know. No. But from the pictures, it goes like this. And that's just the way it goes. So I don't want the bolt showing. I just don't. So I would put it this way. Now, if you don't mind the bolt showing, put this together the exact opposite way. But whatever way you decide to put this together is key, because you have to put whatever side protrudes on the top, those have to go in first. So then you can just lay this in there, because it's much easier to get this piece in from the top. So I would just put this in and it would click into place. I'm not going to push it all the way in because I'm still thinking if I want it like that or not. And so this next piece that I have, I would do the same thing. Go from the top and push down, and that would come together. And then that way I can put these little bolts in, okay? And that will make your wheel. I just wanted to say that because I came across this and I thought it was kind of weird. And I thought maybe somebody else might have problems with that. The other thing is, this piece is, it's not very delicate. It's just that I think I messed up somewhere. So there's 3 holes on this. Okay, so the little peg things on here are supposed to go on the outsides, the outside holes. One of them had something in it already. I don't know if that was on purpose or to tighten it up or what, but it ended up breaking my little piece off. So I contacted the company. The guy was very nice. So what I'm gonna end up doing is putting this together like so. And honestly, I was gonna glue it like he suggested, but I think I'm just going to, since I have the tools, I'm going to either solder or weld this to the back to where it goes, and it'll work out. But for those of you who don't have that, yeah, you could just glue it. You could just ignore that peg and glue it together, because I mean, this part's pretty solid anyway. These little hooks, okay, they go into here. They go on this piece. You just screw them on in, and they have to face, the hook has to be facing outward. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but it has to face outward. So you don't want them facing the other way because it's gonna be no good to you. Oh, here we go, this one will let me do it. So you don't want to, you wanna make sure to stop and not over tighten, but you want them to be very straight and very flush and the hook to come outward. So if I'm looking at this like this is a little bit crooked, so I'm gonna straighten that out a little bit, wiggle it around. And that's that, and that's how you do that part. So, this piece goes, this weird contraption piece goes on the big piece of wood with no holes. This piece, I have a hole right here. I assume that's for the wheel because that just makes mechanical sense. So I'm just gonna stick that in there like that, get that ready to be drilled. This piece goes onto this piece with the two diagonal pieces, and I'm guessing that's exactly the width for this, which I would then put this on here. It has to go this way with the U shape this way because that's the way that you're going to be adding the yarn, okay? Because when you add the yarn, this thing is going to go like this, and you're not going to be able to do it the other way. You're just not going to be able to. So I just wanted people to see that. And according to this, I was correct on these bobbins, and these go together like that. And yeah, that should help a lot with you putting this together. And I'll give you another update at some point. They're using skateboarding bearings, which are really freaking good. This goes somewhere here for the pedal to go back and forth because the pedal's gonna have to go, it's gonna have to go. Hey, what up? Gamer Girl Grim, and we're back with this 3D printed, everything packaged, spinning wheel. And I just wanted to let you know a couple things because I ran across them and I didn't think there was any. I mean, the instructions are they're clear, but they're very clinical. So people that have a comprehension disorder like me would read it and be like, what? Which is why I learned to read without instructions. My grandfather taught me, so thanks Ada. So, okay, so there are a certain amount of these long screws. Now, long screws typically go for longer pieces, such as this, okay? So I put this piece in, this is the piece with the two diagonal kind of holes, and this goes on the top like that. Now, I'm gonna work from there on down. Where is that other piece? There we go. This is your stabilizer. It is going to fortify this, and it doesn't really matter which way you put it as long as you put it there. And they do provide a bunch of these awesome wood screws, which are really good quality. And they provide a few of these little teeny itty bitty ones, which are optional. I should mention that. So what I used the teeny itty bitty ones for, they were a little bit too long, so I didn't actually put them all the way in, but was for this piece, which I ended up using a piece of wood and putting it flat and hammering the bearing in. And then I put this bearing here and this bearing on the opposite side. And because I didn't want the screws to scratch me in any way, because it is sticking out a little bit here, you can't really tell because I did it so soft and I'm gonna file it down when I'm done. But I put the screws, I put this flat, and I put those little itty bitty tiny screws in either place so that the dowel will not come apart. It's just gonna stay solid. This piece I have fully together, but I have not figured out how to pound these extra pieces in yet. I don't know, I'm not even sure if they fit, but it's a 3D printer, so I'm sure I'm wrong. So this has gone, so we talked about this piece, the stabilization piece. This is not actually in here yet because I wanted to show you that piece, you have to put screws in the sides to hold it down, and that's how that works. And let me pick this up. I'm gonna pick the whole thing up. Okay, so I've got this piece, this weird looking contraption piece that goes flush with the 2x4 right here. If you can make it as flush as possible, that would be great. And those long screws, I'd use 2 of those long screws to put this flush with the 2x4 and attach it to it as a stabilizer. And I did the same thing on the other side, although it's a little wobbly because I'm using my crappy drill and not my good drill. But it's good for now, and until my roommate gets back with my car, that's what will happen. So this part that I wanted to get to, I'm gonna leave those screws over there. Cat, why are you photobombing? Photobombing cat. Okay, so I started to put this piece here, and then I realized that the hole is over here, and I want the hole for the dowel. I want it to look like this. I want that red part to show. Every picture I've seen of these put together has had the red part of this showing. So I assume that that's the way it's supposed to go. Might be wrong, but I don't want to take a chance. And this is going to be attached to this and move the wheel around, okay? So now I have to go and attach the pedals to this side, I have to attach the pedals to this side. Okay, so that's both pedals. Ugh, come here. And they have like a little groove thing, which is kind of cool because you just sit it in there and that's fine. And I'm gonna go ahead and drill this like this while it's flat and it doesn't have anything on it. But once I have that on there, I'm gonna flip it over with the pedals on it, and I'm gonna center this wherever I think this should go, and that's where it's gonna be, and that's it. I'm using the nice shiny bronzy screws for all of that. And this piece is also important. It's the only 3-inch hex, okay? It's the only 3-inch one, okay? And it has the little bolt end, okay? So what you wanna do, because this is how you're going to tighten it, is you're gonna put, once that contraption's all put together and you put it here, you're gonna wanna put this through here, and it's gonna go through that piece for the pedals. And you could do it either this way, you could put it in this way, which I think is easier, honestly, because it might be the only way to put it in. And then you're gonna tighten this down, and that will be the teeter-totter for your pedals. So that's that, and that's how that goes. This is about to be attached up here because that is how that goes. I also found out that long cord thing is in replacement. It's like a cheaper way of putting the. A lot of these have rubber rubber cords, or the antique ones actually do use those. It uses like a big, big thick ply yarn, or string, or twine, or I've seen fishing wire even. But that's going to keep everything running, and it loops around, and I'll show you a video of that. But once I get this wheel part, I think this is going to be my arch nemesis today. I think something about it. I mean, something about it. I don't know. Something about those pins just doesn't work well. I might actually lubricate them, because it's like they just kind of fit, but they're supposed to fit, but they're just off a little bit. I don't know. Sandpaper. I might sandpaper it. I mean, a little bit loose is fine. I can use plumbing tape to actually hide the plumbing tape in there and bang it in there if I sandpaper a little bit too much. But if I sandpaper like 1, 2 turns, it should be fine. All right. So I just want to show you that the steel rod goes into this piece. I didn't put it far into the piece because I don't know how far this is supposed to go yet. I'm assuming that this is supposed to go like this and like that, and that's how that works. And this spins around. Look at that. I'm a professional. All right, so unboxing and building, man. All right,